As I mentioned, right now, monies raised by hunters are working on the wolf conservation programs in Oregon. That's happening right now. Every year, 80% of the state wildlife managers, which they are the ones on the ground, the biologists who have to improve habitat and manage our wildlife populations, 80% of those funds come from hunters. That's happening right now. Every year, hunters contribute $1 billion through those figures and facts and different ways that I mentioned. That's happening right now. It's an ongoing process. Ducks Unlimited, the numbers I cited happened last year. The truth is, populations are up. They absolutely are, but because we work at it. It's not stable. It's something that always needs work, especially as the land is being developed. We always need to protect healthy habitat for wildlife, and that is what hunters always advocate for.
Okay, so Adam Robbs, your opponent is saying that the dynamic they're talking about is not out of date, that in fact hunters are still, they're talking about the money they pony up, $1 billion a year. Their argument also talked about, again, wolf restoration, acreage that's being set aside. So they are saying there's a lot going on now, that their model is very effective now. What's your response to that?
Well, I think it's very effective if you look at it in a very small microcosm. It's not sustainable, and I like history, so let's go back 100 years, right? So in the 1880s, you had 11,000 black bears in Florida, but they were literally hunted to the brink of extinction over the next century to the point where there were only a few hundred of them left. So what happened after hunters put this onslaught against the species? Hunting was banned in 1994 in Florida. The species was protected. What happened when the protection came into effect? The species started to rebound to the point where a decade later you had more than 3,000 animals. The only problem is when you have this kind of rebound, the hunting community, because they are so focused on wanting the kill, reopen the hunt. They pushed to have the Game Commission reopen the hunt. They sold more licenses, 3,778 of them, than there were estimated black bear population in the state. And the hunting season had to be closed after 2 days because the quota was filled. So the problem is this concept is yo-yo conservation. We want wolves to recover in the Great Lakes region only so that we can hunt them back again. Bears to recover in Florida only so we can hunt them back again.
Right.
It's not a sustainable model.
Is that a fair assessment of the position, Catherine Semcer, would you say?
I think absolutely not, and I think you're being really disingenuous, Adam. I mean, you're obfuscating market hunting, people killing predators because they're competing with livestock, with sportsmen. And you know, and I know, that they are not the same thing.
Can you elucidate that a little bit for the audience that's not quite up to speed on what you're talking about? So what is
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the applause.
You enjoyed that moment, huh? Can you elucidate a little bit about what you're talking about? You use in terms of art, and we'd like to know what you mean by that.
Sure. Sportsmen are people like Anthony and myself, sportswomen. We are the people who hunt legally. We pay into the system. We purchase licenses. We do boots-on-the-ground conservation projects. The cause of lion decline is not sportsmen, and you know this. The cause of lion decline is herdsmen killing lions because they are competing with their livestock. That is in every single document from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to the IUCN.